WPKY. Several major airlines are implementing mandatory COVID vaccinations for their workers.
United Airlines already requires its employees to be vaccinated. Now, American, Alaska, and JetBlue Airlines are all expected to require their employees to do the same. Delta Airlines said it's going to require its employees to get the shot or get tested weekly to see if they have the virus. All this comes as the Biden administration's been stepping up pressure on airlines to adopt vaccine mandates.
Fox's Jill Nato. The president's point man on climate is in Europe ahead of this month's UN climate change conference in Scotland.
We're not asking every country to do the same thing that another country is doing. We respect common but differentiated principles, but every country needs to do enough.
John Kerry in Milan, Italy. America is listening to Fox News. Fox News, I'm Karen
WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Black Patch Grill.
Your Weather Edge Weather Center forecast calling for showers today with a high of 78. Chance of thunderstorms overnight into Sunday morning will drop down to 64, climb back up to 78 on Sunday. Then a chance of rain in the forecast, mostly to start your week. Highs in the upper to mid 70s. Today, 78 and
Trice Hughes has been serving Western Kentucky for over 60 years. Their experienced sales force, ASE certified techs, and all the friendly folks at Trice Hughes have worked to become your family's exclusive automotive dealer. The home team that's kept our families safe on the road for generations. From work to play and everything in between, your home team has what you need. Stop by and drive the difference. Our home team, Trice Hughes, Highway 91 North in Princeton.
You can always expect great things at Planters Bank. When we say expect great things, what we're really saying is Planters Bank is here to provide the financial services you need. Planters Bank believes in the strength of our community and is a full-service financial institution. Our employees have a true passion for helping our neighbors, and it shows. See Jake Pepper and the rest of the Planters Bank staff at 208 North Jefferson. Planters Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Your local McDonald's wants you to know that they are ready to serve you for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Dine-in or the drive-thru is always open, and they offer curbside pickup service. To avoid the wait in the drive-thru, you can download the McDonald's app and try curbside pickup. Stop in soon and enjoy breakfast, lunch, or dinner at your local McDonald's. Proud to be a part of this community. McDonald's of Princeton, proud supporters of the Caldwell County Tigers.
October is Cooperative Month. What's a cooperative? Well, it's an organization formed by volunteers to achieve a goal for the common good. Pennyrile Electric was established in 1937 to provide electric service to just a few hundred people. Today, Pennyrile Electric provides power to nearly 50,000 members in 9 counties. That's 5,000 miles of line on over 100,000 poles. Pennyrile Electric. We're owned here. We live here. We work here. And we serve here since 1937.
Herb Hayes Furniture, always the best.
Hi, this is Leanne with Herb Hayes Furniture and Mattress. This month, we want to honor those who fought breast cancer like our own Mama Hayes, and those who fight or continue to battle breast cancer. A percentage of our sales now through the end of October will be donated to the Pink Ribbon Network. Herb Hayes Furniture and Mattress, where you always get the best selection, the best furniture at the best price on the boulevard in Hopkinsville.
Herb Hayes Furniture, always the best.
Get into shape and feel good at Trilogy Performance Sports. Trilogy offers a wide range of family-friendly classes as well as personal training, yoga, gymnastics, sports training, cardio, and weightlifting. Trilogy has something for everyone. Trilogy now offers an app with online workouts, live classes, nutrition tracking, and more. Search Trilogy Performance Sports in your app store. Use sign-up code 1824. For app info and more, follow them on Facebook.
At Caldwell Medical Center, our transitional care patients receive the same care as they would in a skilled nursing facility, including physical, occupational, respiratory, speech therapies, and more. Every situation is unique. We help our patients reach their personal goals for independent living, all delivered with the care and compassion our patients deserve. Right here, close to home. For more information, visit caldwellmedical.com.
WPKY Saturday Morning Quarterback Show is on the air on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and WPKYOnline.com. Time to take a look back at last night's Caldwell game. Here's your host, Todd Griffin.
Caldwell County falling to Mayfield last night, 35-16 out at Tiger Stadium. Good morning, everyone. This is Saturday Morning Quarterback. Caldwell County coaches Will Barnes, Josh Young, and Bradley Stallings all in the studio with us this morning. And, Will, first of all, what's kind of your reactions to last night's game now that you've had a little time to think about it?
Yeah, I haven't. Usually by this time I've at least kind of glanced at a few plays. Haven't done that. Had a couple of film issues and didn't get up till late, so haven't had a chance to do that yet. But just kind of watching it from the sideline, felt like we played with pretty decent effort for the most part of the game. Defensively, probably had some trouble tackling in space, which we kind of thought could be a problem with some of their athletic guys, and offensively, really struggled in the run game, and we're going to struggle offensively if we struggle in the run game.
Well, we talked about it a little bit after the game last night. That Mayfield team's the best team you guys have seen so far.
Yeah, they've got a good team, and we kind of saw where we stack up against them, and hopefully, we'll watch the film and improve and get another shot at them in the playoffs, I hope.
Well, glad you guys could come in this morning. Josh, first time on the show. How's it going?
First time. I think I kind of got bribed by Will last night. He kind of made me feel bad, so I thought I might have to show up here for the first time. So feeling pretty good.
Well, tell us your responsibility on the sideline during the games.
Just kind of whatever Will needs me to do. Just kind of looking to see a little bit of what their secondary's doing, kind of what we're doing up front, and kind of seeing how they react and how they kind of respond to just several packages that we put in. So just kind of eyes on the field, and Coach Stallings got the eyes in the sky. So just kind of helping Will wherever he needs it.
Well, and Coach Stallings, interesting situation for you this morning. These are a couple of guys you used to coach.
Yes, it is, and it's kind of neat, proud, thankful, whatever word you want to put in there, adjective, but to see two young men come home and give back to the school and the community that they love. And, there's Matt Wilson, same thing, and Aggie Caps with the same thing. So it's just kind of neat to see, young kids come back and give back to the community and athletics and education in this town and county.
What were kind of your thoughts on the game last night?
I kind of what Will was saying. I thought our kids played. They never really quit. They kept playing. We had chances there throughout the game, and we gave ourselves chances. And if we were able to stick it in right there before halftime, we had a chance to go up right there. And then you're talking about a whole another ball game that could ensue. And when you give yourself chances, you just kind of got to take advantage. And we were right there. literally, we were fingertip away.
Yeah.
So it's a game where we can learn, we can go back, we can watch film, sit down, as a coaching staff, and see some things we need to work on and progress. That's all I know you can do. You can't go back and change it, but you can get better from here on out. So.
Well, sort of an interesting last 2 minutes to the first half. Will, you guys had a field goal on the board, but you got a penalty and got a first down, and like Bradley said, just a little bit away from making that catch in the end zone there to probably go up at halftime.
Yeah, it kind of goes back to some of the things we've talked about. The snap was a little off, or not real sure what happened, which kind of threw the timing of the playoff just a little bit, but still had a chance at it. Hindsight, probably maybe go with a different play call down there, try to do something a little bit different, but could have kicked a field goal there, but in these type of games, when you're kind of the underdog, you don't know how many chances you're going to get down there, and you got to score touchdowns. So a little aggressive, if it's a game where it's a little different game makeup, maybe you kick a field goal there, but I just felt like, the touchdown was way more valuable than getting 3 points there with it being a 6-point game.
Well, at that point, you're on the 2-yard line. So, you're right there close.
Yeah. So felt good about the call there, and just a little bit off, and that's the difference. When you're playing somebody like Mayfield, those things, if it's just slightly off, just a little bit, it could swing things one way or the other.
I thought a pretty gutsy effort by the defense last night, though, and you guys forced 4 turnovers.
Yeah, and that kind of kept us in the game early in the ball game. And I think the misconception with turnovers, especially fumbles, is everybody always blames it. The offense is giving it up, but we've created fumbles all year. And so when you're consistently doing that, you're doing something right defensively. So, once or twice, maybe, but when you're consistently forcing turnovers, that has a little bit to do with the defense too. So, that kept us in the game early, and just struggling offensively, especially in the run game, and that's gonna be kind of the case if we can't run the ball.
A lot of teams, though, have kind of struggled against that Mayfield squad, and they just have so many weapons on offense to kind of throw at you. You can't take one guy away and really shut their offense down.
Yeah, usually, thinking back like 2-3 years ago, they've got 3 or 4 receivers that are really good. And now they're probably not as talented as receiver. They've got good players at receiver, but they've got a couple of backs that are, their backup could probably start for 90% of the teams in Western Kentucky. He's a good player too. So they can throw multiple backs out there. Number 7, the Barnes kid's another athletic kid they were able to put back there. So they've got 3 backs that could play for a lot of people, and that makes it very difficult too.
Well, and Mayfield is one of those schools that really took advantage of that extra year rule that COVID kind of brought about. They had a bunch of kids come back.
Yeah, they've got some guys back, and when you bring back a kid like Colin Galbraith, that's last year was one of the best. I thought one of the best players in Western Kentucky. Got banged up some, and last night I said, "Are you going to graduate this year? I'm ready for you to get out of here." He said, "Yes, I'm going to be done in May." So, I think he had a good night last night, but he's a good player, and they're going to get him the ball, and when you have good players, they're going to have good games, and I think he probably had quite a few yards rushing, but still felt like we did an okay job defensively.
I think we had him with about 210 last night, so he got several touches. But I thought after that first drive, he scored the first touchdown for them. You guys kind of settled in a little bit and played really well defensively, especially in the first half.
Yeah, and like you said, we're able to create some turnovers, which were good, and just couldn't get going offensively.
Talking this morning with coaches Will Barnes, Josh Young, and Bradley Stallings, all in the studio with us on Saturday Morning Quarterback. Need to get time out on the show, but we'll be back with more after this here on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
You'll find over 30 years experience to work for you at U-Ride in Princeton. They are hometown proud and ready to serve your vehicle needs from start to finish, and they do it all safely. You'll find variety and quality vehicles along with on-the-lot financing. And of course, you can always apply online at uridesales.com. Stop by or call for an appointment today with one of their friendly sales staff at U-Ride on the Marion Road in Princeton, 270-365-3018. Hometown proud. Go Tigers!
Hello, I'm Jason Redford, Community President, First Southern National Bank. When First Southern National Bank says we believe in you, it means we also believe certain things about you. We believe that you want to live a life of margin, where you can balance spending, saving, and giving. We believe that you want to make wise financial decisions to enable that kind of living. Because we believe in you, we are here for you every step of the way. Visit fsmb.net to learn more. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Life is filled with moments. Moments we share with those we love, worry about, and strive to protect the most. At Woodman Life, we provide life insurance and retirement products to help protect you and your family so that you can enjoy all the moments to come.
This is Josh Ray, your local Woodman Life agent. Come see us at 1009 West Main Street or give us a call at 365-6111.
Certain eligibility and age restrictions apply. Woodman of the World Life Insurance Society, Omaha, Nebraska.
Rader Auction Company is owned and operated by Delbert Rader. Delbert has been in the agricultural field for over 40 years and is well known for his knowledge of used equipment. Rader Auction holds 4 consignment auctions a year, and they buy and sell equipment on a daily basis. If you're looking for a piece of equipment, they'll do their best to locate it, and financing is available. Contact Delbert Rader at 270-881-2610 or Amy Ezel at 270-604-2880 for all your used equipment needs. Rader Auction Company, Skyline Drive.
Enjoy your favorite Mexican food at La Potosina Mexican Restaurant. They're open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. until 9 p.m., offering up all your favorite authentic Mexican dishes for lunch and dinner. Now you pair your favorite meal with your favorite margarita. Enjoy dining in or call in for carryout. Call 270-365-3848 to place your order. They appreciate your business and are ready to serve you in a safe atmosphere. That's La Potosina Mexican Restaurant.
Princeton and Marion.
Your life, your hopes, your passions. These things are none of our business. Your deodorant rash, your favorite cheese, and whatever you were searching for at 1:15 a.m. That's really none of our business. Because your life is private. And unlike other tech companies, we think your internet should be too. Oh, what kind of dog is that? That's none of our business either. Protect your privacy online for free with DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
Heard you're buying a car. I brought my calculator.
Dad, I already used Capital One Auto Navigator. I found my car online and got pre-qualified instantly, instead of all that.
You know those things impact your credit score.
Didn't impact my credit score, Dad. Now I'm going to the dealership for a test drive and to make the purchase.
Sounds too easy.
No, it's just easy. Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms and conditions apply. Find out more at CapitalOne.com/Auto Navigator.
Keeping you up to date is what we do with live local news every weekday. Experienced reporters staff our newsroom with over 200 years of available combined experience in local news. Alan Watts, Tammy Hancock, Ed Marlowe, John Godsey, Ann Petrie, Scott Brown, Eddie Owen, Annie Catron. Your News Edge has the largest newsroom in this area. Stay up to date with your WPKY News Edge team. Local news. Weekdays at 6:30, 7:30, noon, and 5.
The Saturday Morning Quarterback Show continues on WPKY. Here's your host, Todd Griffin.
Caldwell County falling last night to Mayfield out at Tiger Stadium in Class 2A First District action, 35-16. The final score last night, but the Tigers down just 15-9 at halftime. And Will Barnes, Josh Young, Bradley Stallings all in the studio with us this morning. And Will, you guys did have some bright spots on offense last night. That first touchdown was a nice play down the left sideline there to Max Kramer.
Yeah, that's something we felt like coming into the game, that we would see some man coverage and like the matchup with Max, and good route, good throw, good protection up front, and we got to build on that and have more of those types of plays. So that was a really big play to kind of, we got a good return, and then wanted to take a shot to the end zone. And that's a big momentum type play to get us back in the game.
Isaiah Joyner with the big return there to kind of set you up in good shape, and he's kind of picking up, when to hit the jets and go on those returns.
Yeah, kind of watching it all year, I felt like we were right there from having some big returns, and that was big to get some good field position. And when you get good field position like that, you can afford to take a shot on first down, where you don't feel like if you get sacked or something goes bad, you're not backing yourself up even more. So that was a big time return, and let us take a shot there to get the touchdown.
Well, and we talked earlier this year how you could have guys open sometimes, and whatever happened, the pass was just a little off or the catch wasn't made, and you guys are connecting on those when the opportunity comes up.
Yeah, we were able to connect there, and got to continue to do that.
Josh, talk a little bit about, because you were a really good receiver. Mayfield was kind of up in our faces last night. What do you have to do as a receiver to get off the line and get open?
Right, which we told our guys every time you play Mayfield, they're gonna bring some pressure, especially out on the edge, and so we kind of worked with our guys all week, just about you're gonna get some man coverage. We got to be physical off the line and just working our releases and just repping that all week. And so I thought Max did a really good job this week and really progressing throughout the year, and so which really set him up nice for that long pass down the sideline. Like Will said, great route, great release, great catch, and so. Just kind of felt right just to reward him with that opportunity. So he went and made a play for us and just took it in for the end zone.
As a receiver, does it make you feel pretty good when you get that guy on the edge, though? I mean, Max kind of got him to jump, and then it was just off to the races down the sideline.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's always a good feeling when you can beat that guy over the top. And so we've been kind of telling them all week. It's like if they walk up in man, kind of take that kind of as a slap in the face. And so. I think our guys took that and ran with it, and they felt a little disrespected, and so we took some shots, and it just paid off for us in the end. So,
Bradley, is that something as a quarterback you're kind of looking at? Do you look out there and see that guy one-on-one and think, hey, here we go?
Oh, yes, and, up top it's such a different viewpoint because you can kind of see all that develop, especially on the outer parts. But, I think all year, both Jack and the receivers, we've been working on that. We kind of knew, Will, Coach Barnes, and Josh and myself, along with Coach McGowan and Coach Riley, we kind of talked all week. We kind of had an idea that they may come in and throw a lot of pressure on us. I mean, when you're sitting there thinking, you think, that's what we would do to us.
Yeah.
And, I think our guys were ready. I think, Jack, I thought, played a really tough game last night. Obviously we didn't get the win. But, there were times when he was getting a lot of pressure. Even the ball right before half, like Coach Barnes was saying, the snap was a little up, which kind of threw the timing off. It wasn't an awful snap. It just was a little up, which kind of threw the timing off. And when he made that throw, I mean, he was releasing it, and he was getting a helmet in the chest already. But, as a quarterback, that's not an excuse. You got to accept that role. You're going to get hit in the mouth sometimes, and you just got to be ready for it. Especially, that's one of the things, even when we started this with Coach Barnes, when Will was a quarterback, that's one of the things that he did so well. I mean, you just accept every now and then they're going to bring one more than we can block. When that happens, that means you're going to get one-on-one coverage. So the opportunity's there to make a great play. And, like we said last night, the throw to Max was a good throw and a good catch, and that's what happens. So when the defense gambles and we gamble, somebody's going to win and somebody's going to lose, and that's just the way it works. So,
but that's kind of a play that when you can pull it off, especially against a Mayfield, kind of makes you believe a little bit. When you get down, you start to question yourself a little bit, but when you start making plays, you think, hey, maybe we can get these guys.
Oh, absolutely. And, when you play a good team, a well-coached team, it typically everybody goes to the Mayfields because they are so well-coached, and they come out and they do their thing. You have to believe that you can play with them. Part of the stigma of Mayfield is you don't want them to beat you before they ever step on the field, and you got to have kids that believe, and our kids do. One of the things, maybe the win-loss record of all time doesn't show that, but every year you got to go out and you got to believe that you can beat them, and I think our kids do. I don't think there's any deer in the headlights look, and it's just you got to execute. You have to. They're not going to beat themselves. Even though last night they turned the ball over, 4 times, they're just not. Typically, that's not going to happen. And when you get a chance to take advantage of their mistakes, you've got to take advantage of their mistakes. And our kids, I think, played hard. We were just on the wrong side of the scoreboard last night for a couple different reasons. And it's not like, Will was talking. I feel like I'm talking too much now, but Will was talking. When you go back and you look at that, there were times even on their drives. I mean, we had guys there to make tackles for little or no gain. But against a team like Mayfield, a lot of times those tackles are going to come one-on-one because they do their job so well on offense as far as blocking and scheming and stuff like that you have to be able to make that tackle. I think there were times that we did do that as the game went on. So, I mean, there's things there that you can look at that are some bright spots, and there's things we've got to work on. So. Yeah,
they converted a couple of long third downs, and you never like to see that. But other than that, I thought we got them into situations where, the defense could kind of manage things and could get off the field.
Yeah, and I think you look and they had whatever 400 yards or whatever it was offensively, but the amount of huge chunk plays where they're having 60, 70-yard touchdowns, which has been a issue playing those guys before, they didn't have those, and making them drive down the field and sustain drives is a lot better than giving up a two-play drive for a touchdown. It kind of can keep you in the ball game. If they're running up and down the field and throwing the ball down the field, it can get away from you pretty quick, and that's happened to us before. But I didn't feel like that ever really happened. They obviously did a pretty good job offensively and had a lot of yards and scored a pretty good amount of points, but they had to earn a lot of that.
But anytime you play a really good team, you're never going to just shut them down. I mean, they're going to get some yards, you're going to have some first downs, probably going to score some points. I mean, and Mayfield's 7-0 now and ranked 3rd in the state, so I don't think you can ever go in that game thinking, hey, we're just going to shut these guys down, but, you guys did enough last night to kind of keep yourself in the game and give you a chance.
Yeah, and I agree with that completely, and thought those guys gave great effort, and, like Coach Sound said, when you get in those situations, sometimes it's down to a one-on-one tackle, and those guys are hard to tackle in space. So that's part of the whole idea of where offensive football is. At the high school, college, NFL level, it's about getting athletes in space. And the reason it's very hard to get those guys down and when you've got athletic kids in space.
Well, even though it was kind of tough for you guys to try to run the football last night, still got the ball in the end zone twice, able to make some passes. Jack Stevens actually had pretty decent passing numbers, 16 of 22, and he was under pressure quite a bit, but had the 2 touchdown passes too.
Yeah. Thought he's played really tough all year, played hard and physical, and did some good things in the passing game. And the run game, kind of one of the problems is, every year since, I don't know, probably 13 or 14, we've been really good with RPOs. And what RPO is, you got a run play call with a pass off of it, and we're just not there offensively, and that's I got to do a better job of coaching that, because last night when you got teams that can stack the box and add a guy that you can't block, you've got to be able to RPO and throw in behind those guys that are coming down on run, and we just haven't been as good this year as we have since we started it. 12, 13, whatever. So that's something offensively that we've got to get better at. Got to do a better job at of practicing and coaching it, and because if we're not going to be able to beat some of these teams down the road if we don't get better in that aspect.
Well, is that something you guys can pick up on the sideline, or is that something the guys on the field have to recognize and adjust to it?
We've done it both ways. A lot of times the quarterback decides, but we've kind of done some stuff from the sideline this year, so a mix of both.
Josh, were there times in the past where you just kind of looked at the quarterback and the quarterback looked at you and you knew it was coming to you?
Yeah, there was, but I think it's obviously very helpful when you got a guy that goes to play Big Ten football and a guy like Elijah Sindelar, so he makes my job a little bit easier back when I was playing. So kudos to Elijah. But I think kind of what Coach Barnes was saying is we got those RPOs, and we've got to be able to recognize that formation and that front when they stack the box when they've outnumbered us, and so which that's just going to come with time, just time and practice, and so we'll get there I think eventually. But it's just a matter of recognizing it and being able to see it before the play develops. So.
Now, if you have an Elijah Sindelar or a Shane Burns out there and they go to their helmet, is that a key that, hey, they're looking at you, it's coming to me? I mean, I would see those guys do that a lot, tap their helmet right before a play, and I wondered if that was changing the play at the line or if they were going, hey, about to come to you, look out over there.
You're giving our secrets away.
Yeah. I won't say too much there, but yeah, we had a couple of little signals that we had. So again, that was always helpful. But yeah.
Bradley, did you get to change a lot of plays at the line of scrimmage when you played, or
no? No, and thank goodness I didn't. But it was just a different time, different way of playing football. I don't know that one's right and one's wrong. It was just the way it was played when you played. But when you think about the RPOs and what Will and Josh are talking about, I think one of the things you kind of got to step back a little bit and think about is, a lot of times those things progressed. We had multiple year starters at quarterback. Elijah, when he was a freshman, he was a freshman, and he's going to make mistakes, and he did. He had very good games as a freshman, but there were mistakes made. Same thing with Shane his first year. This is Jack's first year playing, varsity level football, so there's going to be some growing pains there, and I think he's played very tough for us down the stretch. Jack's a hard-nosed kid. He plays hard. You're going to get 100% when he plays, and just like Russ has been the last couple of years, they don't come off the field a whole lot. I don't know that Russ Bashir ever came off the field. So that it's a little different than what we were used to with Elijah and even Shane, but there's that the RPO thing is just I think Coach Barnes can say the same thing. A lot of it is just reps. You just got to get used to the guys that are with you. You got to get used to the guys that are, and there has to be a trust factor there. There's got to be there has to be a lot of levels of trust factor. There's got to be a trust level between coach and player, between players and players. And that comes with reps. And so, how we do it, we'll figure it out. These guys, I've said it before. I know last night, a loss, sometimes people tend to, the world's ending with a loss. I don't think the world's ending with that loss last night. It hurts. It should hurt. I think if you go back and look at film, you can see we're not far off. I know the scoreboard doesn't show that, but I really don't think we're that far off. Our kids are going to play hard. They're going to come back this week, and they're going to practice. And so it'll come. I thought defensively last night, our kids played to the end. Mayfield was trying to score on us there with about 4 minutes to go. They were still trying to put points on the board. And our kids, in their defense, they were still trying to stop them from scoring. That's a pride thing. So there's some bright spots in there. But there's some stuff we're going to look at this week, and we're going to have to get after them a little bit, and we're going to get better as we move forward.
As far as the quarterback, though, on some of those plays, is it just trying to get the ball out quickly or on time? Because I know Shane Burns would come off the field sometimes and say, I didn't even have the laces on that pass. I just grabbed it and threw it.
Oh, absolutely. We would Shane was throwing the ball as he was snapping, as the snap was getting to him at times. He was about as good. I mean, Will can disagree, and if he knows more about it than I do. But Shane Burns was better at getting rid of the ball faster on time than Elijah was. As far as getting it out of his hand, he was just quicker. I don't know that I've ever seen anybody. I mean, it was like all one motion coming to him, and Josh was a recipient of a lot of that. So each quarterback is different, is better at different things, So absolutely what you're saying is right. A lot of it's getting rid of it. It's timing. As Will was saying, you got a guy blitzing. There's a vacant hole. If you can beat that guy over the top of you into that hole, the defense is in trouble. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of what you got to do with it, I think. So.
But, Will, we've talked all year about, the offense progressing from the scrimmages to the first few games and then the next few games. It's still a process, right?
Yeah, it's a constant process, and we'll tinker and mess with it a little bit more to try to give us the best chance, and there's some things there that we're doing well, but there's also some things that we've got to get fixed and got to get fixed quick.
Tigers 4-3 after last night's loss to Mayfield. Coaches Will Barnes, Josh Young, and Bradley Stallings in the studio with us this morning. Need to get to a break, but more of Saturday Morning Quarterback after this here on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Fortner Gas is a full-service propane company offering services in Western Kentucky. You'll find offices located in Princeton and Cadiz. They're your local and family-owned propane supplier. Browse their website and discover the many services and products available to you at Fortner Gas. You can shop in person or online, and they can answer any and all questions in person or on the phone. If they are already your propane supplier, they say thank you. If not, they'd love to be. Contact Fortner Gas Company, a family tradition of service since 1951.
Goodwin Insurance Agency and Woodall Agency have great news. Effective January 1st, they have joined forces to provide even more options for all your insurance needs. Together, they provide the best prices and coverage from top-rated insurance companies and insure all lines of insurance. See Tori Hammett or Fred Foltz or go to insurewithgoodwin.com for more information. Don't pay too much for your insurance. Let them shop for you and save today.
KFC Princeton is offering their famous fried chicken and all the fixins. Just order through the drive-thru like you always do. The dining room is closed, but don't go hungry. Call KFC today at 270-365-9988. Your local KFC is located on the Marion Road in Princeton, offering carry-out service only. Customers, including truckers, are welcome and can come in and pick up carry-out orders. KFC, finger licking good, but be sure to wash your hands first.
Sometimes it's a constant round of co-pays.
Talking with your pharmacy to find out you need to talk to your doctor before you talk with your pharmacy again to allow your prescription to be filled.
Get off the merry-go-round.
Sign up for Princeton Drug's new Care Plus program. If you're juggling 5 or more medications, sign up for the Care Plus program and you'll be assigned a care advocate. Your care advocate will find the lowest prices on your meds and work with your doctors and arrange for delivery if needed. Sign up at PrincetonDrugStore.com or stop by Princeton Drugs on West Main Street.
It's not often we're given an opportunity to save another person's life. Western Kentucky Regional Blood Center gives us that opportunity every day. What if we could do that 6 times a year? With each pint of blood donated, Western Kentucky Regional Blood Center is able to use it to save 3 lives. That could be 18 lives each year. Think about it. Western Kentucky Regional Blood Center, 1902 South Virginia Street, Hopkinsville. Visit WKRBC.org for times of operation.
With YourSportsEdge.com, you get more coverage of your favorite teams, athletes, and sports.
Lets me know the student as a whole person.
With no page limits or subscription fees ever.
It needs exposure for the local high school athlete.
A new look and a new feel, no matter where you are.
Even if I'm out of town, I have it on my phone.
It's always available right at your fingertips.
Round-the-clock coverage of local athletes.
High school sports coverage the way it's supposed to be.
I love what they did with the website.
Download the free app now. YourSportsEdge.com.
Hey, it's Tess. Join me weekday mornings from 6 to 9. We like playing games, but we love making winners.
Look at you go, girl!
You did great, girl. You did wonderful.
You got it!
That's exciting.
Everything you need to know and a whole lot of fun. Start your day with us.
Right.
Weekday mornings, 6 to 9. What station made you winner this morning?
WPKY.
WPKY. WPKY in Princeton.
WPKY.
Go with the good old America, WPKY.
Chick-fil-A of Hopkinsville wants to salute the outstanding achievements of our area student athlete. Each week, a student athlete will be chosen based on academics, athletics, and achievements. Watch for the Chick-fil-A AAA Young Person of the Week at YourSportsEdge.com. Academics, athletics, and achievements. The Chick-fil-A AAA Young Person of the Week at YourSportsEdge.com.
The Saturday Morning Quarterback Show continues on WPKY. Here's your host, Todd Griffin.
Caldwell County falling to Mayfield last night, 35-16 was the final score out at Tiger Stadium. Tigers now 4-3 overall, 1-1 in district play. Caldwell County coaches Will Barnes, Josh Young, and Bradley Stallings in the studio with us this morning. And Will, I said 4-3 and 1-1. One of those is a forfeit win. Any luck on maybe finding a replacement for that game yet or anything? Or is Ballard Memorial still on the table?
They're supposed to play Fort Campbell, and maybe if that were to get canceled, who knows? How that stuff works. But no, nothing. Nothing's popped open for that off week yet, and like I kind of talked about last weekend, we want it to be a fairly local game and not go 4.5 hours away to play somebody. So, there's only a handful of teams I think that have 8 or 9 games scheduled, and a lot of those guys are in Eastern Kentucky. So, I think it would take. It's going to take a cancellation somewhere this side of Bowling Green for us to have a game.
There's a team in Indiana last night scored 91 points. Maybe they'll have a game or two pop up late.
Yeah. Golly, I've seen a bunch of points, but I think they had 70 in the first quarter.
Oh, wow. How do you even do that?
I don't understand. I don't know how you score 90 with a running clock. I assume they've got a running clock, but that's crazy.
Fort Campbell up next for you guys, and I mentioned on the broadcast last night that Fort Campbell, when they played Mayfield scored the first 3 plays they ran. So you guys will be favored next week, but how do you kind of approach that game?
They didn't play last year, missed a couple games early this year, so I'm sure they're kind of finding their way. Looks like they've got more numbers than they've had, so it's really, this next week is not about Fort Campbell and all that, and it's not about anybody we play. We've got to watch the film and be coachable and decide if we're going to correct some of these things or not, because if we're coachable and try to correct them, then we'll have a good shot to make a decent run. If not, we'll be turning in stuff the first playoff game.
Well, a busy week next week. I believe it's senior night and homecoming.
Yeah, senior night and homecoming and fall break. So a lot of, all the joys of distractions. So, we've got to stay focused and, really have a good week and look to improve, because it's a process. I know that's coach speak and all that, but it really is, and we've got to continue to get better regardless of who we play. So we give ourselves the best chance possible at the end of the year.
Well, and you have to be careful not to look ahead to the next week, which is Murray, which now becomes the big game left on the schedule.
Yes, we do not need to overlook anybody. So we need to be focused on Fort Campbell, focused on us and improving ourselves, and go out next Friday and ready to go and have a good night.
Well, like Bradley said, nobody likes to lose like last night, but not the end of the world.
Right. And it's going to hurt. It should hurt. If it doesn't hurt, then something's wrong. If it doesn't motivate you to watch more film, if it doesn't motivate you to look at things we could have done better, then we're not going to get better. I know as a coaching staff, Will and Jeff and Wayne will sit down and it will motivate them. And I think it's going to motivate a lot of our kids. When that happens, you can learn more from a loss sometimes, sometimes you can use that as a springboard, and I think that's what you've got to do. So I know that's what we'll set out about doing, and like Coach Barnes said, you can't overlook any opponent. So you got to go. I know it's coach speak, like Coach Barnes said, but it's coach speak for a reason. You got to go 1 week at a time, because you got to keep the process of getting better every week, regardless of who your opponent is. And I think that's what good teams do, whether it be in high school, college, or pros. You have to, sometimes you got to focus on you and do what you do and get better. And I know that's what we'll set about doing.
Well, need to get better during the Fort Campbell week, because that Murray game is coming up. And if you beat Fort Campbell and you can beat Murray, then you get a home playoff game, and that's a pretty big deal.
Absolutely. Absolutely. When I think about that Murray game, I know Josh can speak to this. I always go back to the Tez game, the catch, the field goal. That was just such an exciting atmosphere. And, one I think a lot of guys and girls in this community can look back to that are our age. And it's just special when you get situations like that and you get, atmospheres like that of high school sports. So, but those games don't happen if you don't take care of business along the way. You have to take care of business along the way, or those opportunities don't come. And, I was thinking last night before the game, and I think we talked about this, you play football here, you play sports here for big games like that. So you have to take care of business along the way, no matter who you're playing. And when those big games present themselves, it's not a time to be nervous. It's a time to enjoy it and go knock heads and have a heck of a football game. And, that to me is why you suit up and you wear the blue and the gold here, is to get and to put yourself in positions to play games like last night or play regional final games here. Or hopefully one year a semifinal game here. That would be exciting, to have one on our own field. And I know that's what this, that's what makes this special. So,
talk about that 10-7 game that Josh, that maybe was the most exciting 10-7 football game against Murray in the playoffs I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was. We had a good football team. Murray had a good football team, and thinking back to those years playing, and especially I think it was my freshman year was that game, and so kind of a young guy, I got to see a really good football game and see some really good football players and kind of learn along the way, and so hopefully these guys that we're coaching are kind of taking that same attitude of, hey, let's watch the older guys, let's take our coaching, and so let's see what we can learn so that we can prepare ourselves for Fort Campbell and then for Murray and then whoever comes along the way. And so just trying to seize every opportunity that our guys have is hopefully the mentality, like Coach Downs was saying. When you get an opportunity like this to go out and play every night in the blue and gold, I think it doesn't get much better than that. And so just taking every opportunity, not taking it for granted, and like we were saying, not overlooking an opponent. So,
yeah, how the heck did Tez make that catch? I still don't understand how he
I don't know, but man, what a catch! Was it the Steelers? I don't know. This is dating me. Is that the one that had no? It's the 49ers that have the catch in the end zone, isn't it? On the count. Sorry, Coach Riley.
The Steelers have the immaculate reception.
The reception, yeah, and the 49ers have the catch in the back of the end zone. But to me, I don't know. Maybe Mr. Copeland, Marvin Copeland, had the catch back in the day. I don't know how that is. But
they talked about a big catch he made at Paducah Tillman one night in the back of the end zone where he got flipped and landed on his head, but somehow still held on to the ball. And of course, back in the day, a win at Tillman was
huge.
That was big time.
Right. But I think our guys that can remember, in my generation and younger, Tez has the catch in that end zone, that one-handed catch. He was getting mugged and still caught the ball.
Yeah, there should have been a flag for pass interference, and he caught it one-handed.
Right.
I think it bounced off his arm, and he caught it.
Right. So it was just a great catch, and hopefully these guys we've got now, they can eclipse that one in a game like that. That's what we're in this for, and is to build young men, and that's why I said earlier. This loss we learn from. It's not the end of the world, and hopefully it motivates them to go. Each week is another step to get into a situation where we can have something like that happen for this group.
So. Well, the team is 4-3 with 3 games to go in the playoffs. A great season is still out there.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked about that. Coaches did last night that. We still got a chance to have a good year, and like Coach Downs said it perfect. There's no reason to panic. Mayfield's a good team, and if we'll learn from it and get better, it could be something we look back at the end of the year and say, we kind of needed that at that time, and we were able to get better. But that Fort Campbell week because of it, hey, look, we're sitting here in the region final, semifinal, whatever, I hope.
We are on Saturday morning quarterback this morning with coaches Will Barnes, Josh Young, and Bradley Stallings. Need to get to another break here on the show, but we will continue right after this here on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
This is Casey McCoy, and I'm a mortgage loan processor at Farmers Bank. One of my favorite things about our home loan process is that you can apply online whenever it's convenient for you. By applying online, your information is sent directly to our lenders. It's quick and easy and a good way to jumpstart your loan. Apply today at yournxtbank.com. Farmers Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
As a community-owned enterprise, the Princeton Electric Plant Board provides services to the people in the Princeton area. One of the services they provide is to make sure the lights are on over our fields and courts for our Caldwell County Tigers. From everyone at the Princeton Electric Plant Board, good luck to all the Caldwell County Tigers and hopes for a safe season. And a big electric roar to their Tigers, Preston Burrell, Addie Vincent, and Lily Horde.
Don't
Dunks Used Tires and Wheels, where the customer is always number one. So when life's throwing you a number two, just remember, Dunks Tires and Wheels, because we'll be here for you. We sell used custom wheels and tires and do plug and patch repair. We have all tread styles and sizes in stock. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 5, and on call for emergencies. Call 270-963-6391. Dunks Used Tires and Wheels, where the customer is always number one. Trice Hughes has been serving Western Kentucky for over 60 years. Their experienced sales force, ASE certified techs, and all the friendly folks at Trice Hughes have worked to become your family's exclusive automotive dealer. The home team that's kept our families safe on the road for generations. From work to play and everything in between, your home team has what you need. Stop by and drive the difference. Our home team, Trice Hughes, Highway 91 North in Princeton.
The WPKY News Edge is committed to keep you informed. Each weekday, they'll email you the top news and sports story of the day for free. No subscription fee. To sign up, click on the news tab at WPKYonline.com to sign up today. Sign up and receive these information updates for free to your email inbox. To sign up, click on the news tab at WPKYonline.com.
Investing in your local community by supporting local makes a big difference.
When you purchase goods and services from a locally owned company, 68% of that money stays right in our local community.
When you purchase goods and services from a nationally owned out-of-town company, only 43% of that money stays home.
We can make them come back better than the setback.
Let's make sure we support local businesses as they continue to support our local nonprofit organizations and ball teams.
They live, work, and worship right where you do. They've always been there for us. Now, let's be there for them.
We're convinced that with your help, 2021 will be the greatest comeback of all time.
It all starts with supporting local and, of course, being positive and kind.
Thanks for being a part of the greatest comeback of all time. You are making a difference for our local businesses.
This is Alan Watts with Your Ag Edge, inviting you to join me Monday through Friday at 5:30 a.m. for the WPKY Morning Ag Report. We check in daily with Caldwell County Agriculture Extension Agent Shane Bogle. Get the latest from fellow farm broadcaster Max Armstrong. Take a look at the latest livestock market reports. Hear the latest edition of Traveling to Bluegrass and check the opening grain market with Hopkins Elevator's Ben Westerfield. That's the Morning Ag Report from Your Ag Edge Network on 103.3 FM and 1580 AM WPKY.
The Saturday Morning Quarterback Show continues on WPKY. Here's your host, Todd Griffin.
Caldwell County Tigers now 4-3 on the season, 1-1 in district play after last night's loss to Mayfield out here at Tiger Stadium. Again, Tigers down just 15-9 at halftime, but Mayfield ends up winning at 35-16. Next week for the Tigers, Fort Campbell. That's at home. In 2 weeks on the road at Murray in a big district matchup there. Of course, want to talk a little bit about the Caldwell County middle school football team. Well, those guys didn't have a loss this season.
Yeah, got to watch those guys a couple of times this year, but got to watch them Tuesday against Crittenden County, and just want to say congratulations to them. They had a really good year, and it's fun being down there and watching them practice and then getting to watch them play, and really happy for those guys and excited for those 8th graders to be freshmen. And we're lucky to have a really good middle school program where they get a good experience and get coached up. So just want to say congratulations to those guys.
Yeah, and some good-looking athletes that in a couple of years are probably going to be helping you guys on the varsity team.
Yeah, I think so, and a lot of good players. And the thing that impressed me is it seems like they play really hard, and there's some kids that are really physical. So, we're really excited about those younger guys, and we'll be glad to get them.
Well, and Bradley, one of the junior pro teams, is also having a really good year, so hopefully all those kids are all going to come through at some point and keep the program right where it's at.
Absolutely. And, a feeder system like that is the lifeline of a high school system. I don't think there's any two ways about it. The key is keeping those kids interested and keeping them out and together and keeping the game interesting to them and fun. Winning's always fun. But just enjoying not just X's and O's and, all that kind of stuff, but just enjoying football and making it, enjoyable. I know that's a lot of enjoys in one sentence, but, if you don't and you make it monotonous, those kids are going to walk away from the game at some point. That's what's going to happen. So I think our system does a good job of keeping those kids out and keeping them playing football from youth incorporated to middle school and then into high school. The ultimate goal I can remember, all I can attest to is myself, as a little kid, in Little League, and you see guys like Wayne McGowan and Ben Van Hoosier and those guys playing on Friday nights, and they're wearing the blue and the gold, and, they play. I remember that game in Mayfield where we got kind of the short end of the stick on a call in the back of the end zone. I can remember that as a little kid, watching that game in a packed stadium out there at Tiger Field. And, that game stuck with me all those years. So I know those kids seeing, the kids now seeing our kids play, that kind of thing sticks with them. And, those guys seem larger than life when you're, in third and fourth grade, fifth and sixth grade, and then in middle school. And hopefully we can keep those guys out. Our middle school does a good job of that. And, what a season they've had. They beat a lot of good teams along the way. So we're, like Coach Barnes said, we're excited about keeping those kids, and we hope every one of them comes back and plays as a freshman and, gets better as the years go on.
Well, sometimes we almost seem a little spoiled because when we have 40 or 50 kids out, we think we're down a little bit in numbers. And you look at some other teams and they show up and they've got 17 kids, and a down year for us is 40.
Yeah, we're lucky, and like Coach Sound said, we want all those guys to continue to play, and it'd be great to have 15, 20 player classes, stack those in a row, and that's how you have really good teams and have good, consistent teams.
Well, and the middle school schedule now is a whole lot more similar to the high school schedule, right?
Yeah, I think the only team they didn't get to play this year, I think they tried and just couldn't get it scheduled, was Mayfield, but they play Paducah-Tilghman, they play McCracken County, they Trigg, Crittenden, of course, and some of those schools in Madisonville. So, Coach Kukiko will play anybody. So that's really good, and that's he takes the same approach to scheduling as we do. That we'll play just about anybody in Western Kentucky. So that makes their team and kids better for sure.
Well, congratulations to them on an undefeated season. That's a big deal, and can't wait to see those kids on Friday nights out here at Tiger Stadium.
Yeah, absolutely, and hopefully we can have a little undefeated run when they get up there. That'd be great.
Hey, I'll write that down. All right.
Yeah, put that down, yeah.
But anytime you go undefeated in football, it's a huge deal.
Absolutely. I don't know that. No matter what level you're playing at, I think that's a big accomplishment. So kudos to those guys. They put in a lot of hard work. They had to battle COVID too, the ins and outs of COVID, and then they didn't use that as an excuse. Like Coach Barnes said, and I remember all the years we've coached together. The setup we have out there is kind of neat because we get to watch those middle school teams practice. And the work they put in, and and how it translates over when they move up to us, and that's just a good setup for us because it's almost like you're one big family, kind of, so to speak, because everybody's watching everybody practice, and those kids get to see the quote unquote big kids and the the high school kids, and we get to watch some of their practices some, and when we have breaks, a lot of times as coaches we'll huddle around and go, who's that kid? Where'd he come from? We'll go over and talk a little to them, and it's just fun. It's just a fun atmosphere, when they're out there. So it's kind of like a football family out there. So.
Well, I guarantee when you guys are practicing, those middle school kids are watching everything you're doing.
Oh, absolutely. Like Coach Town was saying, it is fun just to look back and see those middle school kids and just kind of talk amongst ourselves. How old's that kid when we get him? And so, but yeah, that middle school team, they put a great run together. Talking about undefeated season, a huge accomplishment. Super proud of those guys, and so really looking forward to just to getting them up here in the next couple of years and and just getting them on the field and molding them into young men. So.
But that's another reason, though, why it's so important for those seniors and all those guys on the high school team to kind of set that example, because those young guys are watching.
Right, absolutely. I think back to my middle school days and just kind of, it's like a big brother mentality. You look up and you see kind of your big brothers of the high school, and it's kind of like the little brother at middle school. It's just kind of taking you under your wing, and once they graduate into the high school program, it's just kind of very important to them to see the high schoolers and learn from them, and so great opportunity for them, and just a great program for them to walk into.
Next up for the Caldwell County Tiger varsity team, Fort Campbell next week at Tiger Stadium. Senior night and homecoming, and Will, that's going to be a big week for you guys. What's kind of the plan for practice to get ready for that one?
Yes, we don't have school because of fall break, so we're going to practice at 3 and try to keep our normal routine as much as possible. So probably be able to get in and out a little quicker with not having to worry about getting out of school. So that's another distraction, another thing that kind of takes you out of your routine. So we've got to be really disciplined and try to keep things as normal as possible. And remember to Friday it's game day and we're there to play a game.
Well, good luck to you guys, and appreciate y'all coming.
I've got one thing real quick.
Okay, yeah.
I want to mention Matt Darnell. Matt does our film, and we had a little tech issue. If we didn't have Matt last night, we probably wouldn't have had any film at all. He is unbelievable, fixing that tech stuff, and then he helps clean up after the game, and then he gets home at like 1 o'clock in the morning and uploads the film. So for free, he doesn't get paid to do that. So really appreciate Matt, and our school in general would be really struggling without Matt Darnell. I promise you that.
Well, technology is something. I remember the old days when everybody had to get together in one room and watch the one film, and now you've got all these and you can share it all kinds of ways.
Yeah, he's really good with it, and he just kind of picked it up, and I kind of, I didn't know anything about it. He's been able to pick it up and run with it, and we're really fortunate to have Matt just around our program and around our school.
All right, thanks, guys, for coming in. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Todd.
That's going to wrap us up on Saturday Morning Quarterback. That's Caldwell coaches Will Barnes, Josh Young, and Bradley Stallings. This is Todd Griffin. Thanks a lot for being with us this morning on Saturday Morning Quarterback here on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
You've been listening to the Saturday Morning Quarterback Show with your host, Todd Griffin. For high school sports news from across the area, go to yoursportsedge.com.